So, all right, I am so excited for this Zoom. Starting 2017 with a red mindset. So, if you haven't taken the personality test yet, you want to take the personality test. It's at I don't know how to say it. MARCACCETTA. Can someone put that in the chat? .com. So I'll actually put it in the chat. So I joined, and like 6 months in, I saw this link to take this personality test, and I found out that I was a really red personality, and I have some green in me too. So probably like 4 months ago, I was added to a Push for Prez page, and that was when like the accountability partners were like something that everybody really wanted one. And so I literally posted to the page, I'm looking for another red to be my accountability partner. I'm super red. I was explaining like all my characteristics, and people started tagging Jessica. And I had seen Jessica. I've seen some of her videos, but I'd never really heard her. So I kind of like started stalking her life like 100%. And I just like totally fell in love with my spirit animal basically. And she is amazing. And I listened to one of her other trainings, and it was just absolutely amazing. I totally connected with her, but something that we do both have in common is that we are very red. And we wanted to get together and do this Zoom training for everyone because I think her husband was the one that said it. I can't remember. We were thinking about it last night, but someone said somewhere, one of the leaders were like, every leader has to have a little red in them. So we really want to make sure that everybody is starting this year with a little bit of red in you, and we want to rub some of our red off. So I'm LaChelle. I'm a triple diamond, and I've been involved in this business for almost 17 months now. And if you saw the picture of us where we were promoting this Zoom, no upline. So I have an amazing upline. I do. I have some amazing leaders. But when I first joined this business, I had no idea what an upline was. And I didn't even meet Rachel Jones, which is amazing. And she's a part of my upline. I didn't even meet her until August 13th exactly, which is exactly 2 months after I joined. So I really had no direction in the beginning, but I had to figure it out. And that's like one of the things that I'm sure that you might see people struggle with, or you might hear about it, is that in the very beginning, if somebody doesn't have that type of direction, they fall off, unfortunately. But you don't need direction, because we are literally given all the tools that we need to succeed. So now I have an incredible upline that is absolutely amazing. But when I really jumped into this business, I had no one to direct me in any direction. So Jessica, on the other hand, literally had no upline at all. And I'm going to take it over to you, and I want you to tell your story about how you joined and how you literally had no direction, but how that did not even stop you.
Yes. So hi, guys. So yeah, I had no upline. I'm going to tell you my story really quickly, and then I'm going to talk to you about not having an upline. So I started 4 years ago. I was a customer first, and I tried a wrap. Just because I was trying to lose weight and all that good stuff that people try wraps for. And I loved my results. Tried a second wrap a few days later, absolutely went crazy. And my husband, then boyfriend, said to me that we need to get into this business. I didn't want to do it. People will be shocked to hear this, most of you, but I am actually really shy deep down. In the last 4 years of doing this business, I have completely been a different person. So I didn't want to do it. And he was the one that said, we need to get into this business. You need to sign up as a distributor. Let's do this. And we had nothing to lose at the time. So we signed up. And because I had such amazing results from my first 2 wraps, I didn't wait till I did all 4. I posted my photos. I went straight to Instagram, started screaming about my results to everybody that I could find. Took that then to my Facebook, started screaming about my results there, and I was posting nonstop about them literally every single day. I didn't care if I had to shove them down people's throats. I did not care. I didn't lose friends. I didn't lose people on my friends list, because I know everybody always worries about that. And if I did, I didn't care about those people. So it didn't faze me. Anyway, so within my first month, we started getting a ton of customers, and it was all from my results. I didn't have a website at the time. I didn't have my Facebook business page at the time. I had nothing. So it was just my personal Facebook and my Instagram, and started getting all of these customers, and people were just going crazy contacting me. And I would say I didn't get my first distributor for maybe the second or third month, because I didn't know. Because I had no upline. I didn't know about distributors. I didn't even know the business I got into. All I knew was that these wraps were amazing, and I just wanted to tell everybody about them so I could make money selling them. That's all I cared about. And so I didn't know about building a team. I didn't know about placing or charting or Ruby. I didn't even know what the hell Ruby was. None of it. So when I would say, when it was about maybe 3 or 4 months in was when I actually went Ruby, because that's when I found out how to chart. And I was like, oh, I'm getting these distributors and they're just boom across my thing. And I was like, I should be placing them. Went Ruby right away. And then after I went Ruby, I hit every other level consecutively until double diamond, and then every month. And then it was like 2 or 3 months after double, because it took me a little longer to get to triple. And then I was triple, and I've been at triple since then. But I've been a top earner 1 year in the top 250 earners. And it's been amazing. But you guys, the whole point of this is that I had no upline. I didn't even know anybody on my team, so, you know, whether they were 12 levels up or whatever, until after I was diamond almost double, somebody finally reached out to me. So I didn't know anything. I just did it all on my own. But the point is, Cammie Dempsey once said, and this is so true, she once said that it is a luxury to have help in this business. It's a luxury. So you don't need an upline. The E-Suite, like LaChelle was saying, they give us everything we have, you guys, everything. There's stuff on YouTube. There's stuff in the E-Suite. There's just talking to friends and sidelines and your teammates and this and that, and you can do it. So there's no reason. I get messages from people all the time, end up as distributors on another team, and they come to me and say that they have no help or upline, and that's why they're being unsuccessful. Little do they know my story, and I have to tell them, I'm sorry, but that's you being not successful, because if I did it, LaChelle did it, right? I know there's other people in this business that have done it with no upline. You don't need an upline. It's up to you. It's up to you, right? I mean, I know you agree with me on that, LaChelle.
Absolutely. And especially in the beginning, because I just feel like if you get into this business, like, figure it out almost. It's like, you know, I got in this business through a best friend. She's no longer involved in the business. And like, I kind of already knew that she wasn't going to give me any direction, but like I just saw women being so successful. So they found something. So I had to just go find it. I didn't want anybody to hand it to me, honestly. I wanted to kind of find it myself because I was so pumped up about it. But I just think the first couple of months are so, the first couple months are so crucial when it comes to like the pure confidence in this business. And just know that if you are a completely new distributor and you're on this Zoom right now and you don't feel like you have direction, you really want to take it upon yourself to create a leader within you, which is actually what we're going to go into right now, because you can become a leader. You can teach yourself everything. And so that's where I want to start getting the questions with her. So I want to know, when, what, and how did you realize that you had to become a leader, and what did you do to build upon your leadership skills?
I would say once I got to double and I was trying to get to triple, and I know a lot of people would be like, wow, that's far off from diamond or ruby, but it was at that point, because before that I was doing everything on my own. I was in control of my paycheck. I was in control of my sales. I wasn't depending on anybody like we would normally do. A lot harder now. Like, I cannot keep doing this on my own. You have to make the decision to be a leader. I didn't have a leader to teach me how to be a leader. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I sucked because I didn't want to be a leader. I didn't have those skills to be a leader. And in my mind, and this was a really bad mindset that I had, but I'm telling you because you have to know this. Because I had no upline, anytime somebody on my team needed help in the beginning when I was coming up to triple, I didn't want to, like, I would help, but then I would get frustrated so fast because in my mind, I'm thinking, I did it on my own. You have my help. Why can't you do this? And that was my mindset. So when I tell you I sucked as a leader, I'm not joking. And I think once I realized that I cannot do this on my own anymore, and I realized the different personality types, which took me a while, that's when I decided, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, not everybody is like me. Not everybody gets into this business without an upline and can do what I did, or has the patience to do what I did. And they do need the help, and I have to be more patient with people. And that's the major red in me. That's a big, big downfall. But once I got to double, like I said, and I realized I needed more help, that's when I started to really try and build my leadership skills. And I feel personally that I didn't become the leader that I am now. And I still feel like you have to learn every day. But I don't think that I became a good leader, let alone a great leader. I don't even think I became a good leader until maybe about 2 years in, because I was constantly working on myself with it. I was constantly battling with myself as well, which some of you may be able to understand, where you think like, okay, I have to lead this team and I have to be that go-to person. Like, am I capable of doing this? I knew I was capable of being an amazing distributor, but I did not know if I was capable of being an amazing leader. So, it took me a while to really get into my groove. So I would say, like I said, once I hit double diamond, that's when I did it. What about you though? How did you realize that you had to be a leader?
Okay. So I am very red, but I'm also very green when it comes to like researching. So when I joined, I went straight to YouTube, and I actually did not even know that Tiffany Hair was part of my upline. I had no idea. But I typed in YouTube, 24-year-old It Works distributor, and I found Tiffany Hair. I talk about this all the time. And I just found this spunky, full of life, energetic, amazing woman that I absolutely loved. And I went to her Facebook page. I found her on Facebook, and I just started stalking her entire existence. And then she led me to other ambassadors and other ambassadors. And I started seeing like team calls and team pages and team this, team this, team this, team this. And so like, since I didn't have anybody there that was like, hey, you're a part of this team. Like, I didn't know like it was like supposed to be like working together or anything. Like, I didn't know, like I thought I was actually like by myself. And so I just saw these women being leaders. And I said, if I want to get to where they are, I have to be a leader. So that's when I started, I realized I didn't even know what networking, when I signed up to be a distributor, I didn't even know the term network marketing. I didn't understand MLM or anything. So I started researching network marketing on Google, and I found GoPro by Eric Worre, and I found The Slightest, good book, right? I love GoPro. I found The Slightest Edge.
By Jeff.
Yeah, so I started reading these books about network marketing and the leadership and duplication and all these things, and I just kind of realized that like everyone is capable of being a leader, and it's kind of like, I feel the same exact way. There are times where I'm just like, well, I figure it out. Why can't somebody else? But I honestly can sit here and tell everyone that I wish that I had someone from day one give me like everything that I found, because maybe I would have moved a little bit faster. But I just realized that I did know inside of me that I want to help other people. And with that, I had to help by showing them I was also doing it. And I really think that my leadership skills have developed. But I think that when I found Tiffany Hair and I saw her leadership, and I could see her leadership just from her personal page, that I just realized that if I wanted to create an organization underneath of me, because when you're bringing people underneath of you, it's a team, that I had to do more, and I had to give advice, and I had to show what was working for me. All things that everybody can do, but it really just came down to telling myself, okay, I do want to lead. I do want to be an example. So I think it's definitely been like a growing experience, but I think that self-development is huge. I do self-development all the time. Like, my self-development, even is like before this Zoom, I was like, I'm so excited for the Zoom. I want to get pumped up. So I put on like Bruno Mars and everything else. And that like pumps up my confidence to like get up and be like this and talk to 240 people. But people are so scared to do this. But this is what leaders do. So just pump yourself up. Oh, boyfriend just brought me wine.
Oh, I don't have any.
Thank you, babe. Okay. So, all right, so this is where it goes into the training, guys. I am so excited to talk to you guys about this. So me and Jessica pre-Zoomed last night. Let me just tell you, this woman's mind is absolutely amazing. Her brain, I'm like obsessed with her brain. So the psychology of this business, all right? Psychology has everything to do with human behavior, the way you make people feel. And I was on one of her trainings before, and she started talking about the psychology of this business, and it is so true, and you really need to be aware of the psychology of this business. And so she's gonna really like this is all her, the psychology thing. Because I learned so much from her when I listened to one of her trainings about human behavior, psychology, making people feel a certain type of way. So, all right, Jessica. So I have seen you really focus on the psychology of this business. Please elaborate of the importance of understanding human behavior, psychology, and how it works in this business.
Well, thank you for that, by the way. You're so sweet. And I loved our Zoom last night. But anyway, so, okay, you guys, it is seriously the be-all, end-all of this business. Everybody's like, rep parties, posting. No. It all comes back down to the person, okay? Because no one's going to be alike, right? You have to put yourself in the shoes of every potential customer and every potential distributor. And sometimes it literally is a matter of just tweaking one word, and your entire sentence and post can go from meaning one thing to meaning something completely different. And that's what I think is lacking very much in any network marketing business, because I always see like the same types of posts and I mean, if I scroll through my newsfeed, you guys, there's like 20 of the same posts all the time, and it drives me crazy because it just shows me that people aren't understanding or paying attention to human behavior. Imagine this, okay? You go onto your Facebook every morning, probably, right? You scroll through, and if you are friends with any other distributors, you're more than likely going to see the post that was picked for that day. You're going to more than likely see like 10 of, in my case, sometimes I see like 30 or 40. Now imagine that somebody following you, more often than not, you're not the only distributor they're friends with. You are not the only distributor that they follow, okay? They probably know quite a few or have some friends that have done it. So if you're copying and pasting something that some other distributor wrote, and then it just keeps, you see it everywhere, it's going all over it, don't you think that the person that is following your newsfeed has already seen that post 10 times prior before you may have even woken up? So by the time they get to you, they scroll right past it. So that's something that I think is so important, because if you want to be successful in any business, if you're going to use social media, you have to stand out. You have to make your own posts. You have to have it come from you, because okay, when people talk about, and this is something I say a lot, when people make posts about being a product model or being a product tester, I saw for a long time people doing product testers. I still see people doing it every now and then. Now it's kind of switched over to product model, which makes me so happy, because if you're reading that right now, just from me, if I'm reading something and this product is so freaking amazing, okay, why do I need to be a tester for it? Why do you need me to test out your product, right? Doesn't it work? Isn't it supposed to be amazing? Don't you have all these before and after results? Why do I need to test it? So immediately, because that one word, all of a sudden my mind has now switched off into thinking, okay, they're desperate for sales because they need, that's another word. Don't ever say need. If you can avoid the word need, try as much as possible to not say the word need. Because when you express that you need something, again, human behavior, human psychology, what somebody picks up on that is needy, literally needy, desperate, things like that. You shouldn't have to need a product tester for an amazing product line and for all of the other posts that you're probably writing about how many sales you're getting. So if you're getting all these sales, why are you all of a sudden now needing product testers? So that's why I've never said that for that reason. I think product model, and people could disagree with me, that's totally fine. But I think product model is just way more professional. And it doesn't give that energy like product tester does, or needing a product tester, things like that. Another thing that, oh my God, and I'm sure there's going to be so many people on this right now that do this, and you're all going to hate me for talking down about it, but I absolutely cannot stand when people say I have X amount of spots left. If you do that like 2-3 times a month, fine. But if you do that every single day, again, human behavior, what is your viewer going to be assuming? They're going to be assuming how come you always have 5 spots open? Why is nobody joining your team? Why would I want to join a business with you? That's how people view things, right? So, And I've asked around. It's not just me. I've asked people. I've done my market research. I've done all these things to see how they would react to this type of wording and that type of wording. And honestly, like for me, I always say that I have mentoring spots available. I don't have, spots to join my team. I have 2 spots open for me to personally mentor you, which is true. And I do that. And something else that I think is really cool to do is that sense of urgency, because you do want to make people feel that sense of urgency. You do want to make them feel some way. You have to connect with them. And when you instill that sense of urgency and you say to them in a post on one day, I have 3 spots open for me to personally mentor you. Contact me, blah, 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 whatever. And then the next day, you just lie, whatever. Just say, okay, I have 2 spots open, because now people are thinking, well, crap, right? Like I need to get in on this. As long as you instill that sense of urgency, that's when people sit up and listen, because they're like, by human nature, okay, it's just automatic. People want what other people are doing. People want what is the exciting, shiny new penny. So when you put that in front of their face like that, and I don't mean for it to sound manipulative, because I don't mean it that way, but that is how to do it. That's how it works. When I'm just looking at my notes right now, wording in general, right? To get a reaction, to make the transfer of emotions. This is so important with life posts. I always see the posts where it's like, I'm talking to 2 gorgeous ladies about blah, 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 blah. Very rarely will I do that, just because I see it so much. And again, if I was just somebody that had 10 distributor friends and I was not a distributor, and I saw all the same posts about I'm talking to 3 gorgeous women, I'm talking to 2 beautiful ladies, it would really start to get on my nerves. And it gets on my nerves every day anyway. And I am a distributor. So I feel like the one biggest problem is that everybody shares so much stuff, and you miss out on giving people you. You miss out on putting your energy into that post, because I promise you put your own energy into creating your own posts, and you do it on a whim. That's what you have to remember. Follow your gut in this business. No matter what you're doing, always follow your gut and do your posts on a whim. A lot of times people ask me, how many times a day do I post? When do I post? What times do I post? And I went through all that. I've done that. And you know what? I see just as much success with scheduling posts, if not more, than with just doing it on a whim. Because when you write a post on a whim and you do it on your own, your energy at that moment is coming through that post. It might sound crazy to some people, but it is true. So I just want to make sure I'm touching on everything here before I hand this over to you, because I know I talk a lot. You guys,
No, I love you. Don't stop talking. No. Okay, I want to add one thing into that, and then I really want you to talk about the law of attraction, because I remember watching. First, let me add something to that, and then I'm going to ask you this. So you guys, so it is easy to copy and paste. It's so easy. And I from experience, copy and pasted as well. I've done the same thing, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, I copy and pasted just to get that post out there. But you really need to mute yourself no, I'm just kidding. Hold on, I don't know who it is. Okay, I fixed it. But I don't know. Okay. But you need to, when I commit myself to doing at least every other day, or at least 3 times a week, I really commit to myself to touch my own emotions. I will tell you that I made a post yesterday about my girls, about some of my diamond girls. I did a Women Crush Wednesday post, and I was in line at the post office, and I started crying. Like, I started crying at my own post. And it was actually a post that I had taken from somebody else, and I had kind of manipulated it towards my diamonds. But I started crying, in the post office, and I'm like, shit, I'm in the post office, but my own post is making me cry. And there needs to be times where you just really, even if you need to take something and kind of manipulate it to be your own, if you need some type of inspiration for a post, but that feeling that you're feeling, when somebody else reads it, they're going to feel it too. And you really want to have that transfer emotion. You want somebody to read that and be like, oh my God, that made me cry too. So just remember that when the transfer of emotion. But something that Jessica had talked about before in her Zoom, or no, it wasn't a Zoom. It was one of your YouTube videos. I work the law of attraction every day in my business. I am so big on the law of attraction. The Secret is my shit. Like I will literally clean my house with The Secret in the background. But Jessica had made this video once about, you made a video about like, okay, I wake up and I write exactly how many loyal customers I'm going to get, and then you got them. So I want you to talk about that because I feel like you also really work the law of attraction and put it into your business.
I do. Yes. And I forgot about that video actually. And I need to follow my own advice because I will do it and I'll rock it. And then like 2 days later, I'll just be like, oh, I'm good. And I don't do it. But this is the point. Being consistent with this, being consistent with everything in this business, but being consistent with this, I need to take my own advice that I give out. I could honestly tell you that. But when I do this, there's been times where I'll go to bed, okay, Dan's already asleep, and I'll be on my phone, I'll do all my work stuff, and then I'll have in my little notes app, right, I'll actually write it out, how my day is going to go. I do not do this as much as I should, and I'm saying that again because it should be done every day, and I'm going to make it a point this year to do it every single day. I write out exactly how my day tomorrow is going to go as if it already happened. So I will say, thank you, universe, for the 10 loyal customers, or thank you, universe, for the 2, amazing new rock star red distributors that are about to sign up or that have signed up or things like that. I always do it as if it already happened because that's the whole point of law of attraction. But when I get up, and there have been times where I would write on my mirror or my board or whatever, I'm going to get X amount of loyal customers that day. Without fail, when you write it down, it happens. You can't write it down and then sit down and just eat popcorn and watch Netflix all day and just expect them to show up. But when you write it down, you've put it out there as though you've already claimed it. So your actions automatically follow. Your actions automatically follow what you write. So when you write down, I got 12 loyal customers today, your actions will do whatever you need to do to get those 12 loyal customers. And sure as hell, you will get those 12 loyal customers. I have done it. I have seen it happen, which is why it kills me that I don't do this every day. I need to. And so it works though. It absolutely works. When you again, this goes back to putting your energy behind something. You put your energy behind something, you write it down, you say it out loud, you put it into existence. Whether you believe in that or not, it works.
But you have to believe in it. You have to decide it's going to work.
Yes, exactly.
Like those days where you've written down 12 customers, you've decided you are going to get 12 customers.
Yep. Then it becomes almost like a competition with yourself too. If you have any type of red in your personality, you are constantly competing with other people as well as yourself. I love anything that has to do with a contest and numbers. I am all about it because I'm like, I'm going to kick ass. And I make sure I do it. Even if I'm sucking that day, I'm like, no, because this is who I am in my head. I can enroll this many people. I could do this. And now I have to do it. And I have to prove those things to myself. And that's why when you write it down and you speak it out into existence, you put your energy behind it, that's when you go to work and you make it happen. And it happens. You guys, literally, I'll write down an exact number. And it's not like 10. It's like random stupid numbers like 7, 12. And to the number, I will get that number if I put my energy towards it. It's crazy. I feel like Harry Potter. It's awesome.
I love that. And me and Jessica were talking about that last night. Like the days, we all have the same 24 hours, guys, but not every day. I am not, and I'm sure Jessica isn't either. Not every day we are just like, I'm going to kill it. Like some days, like, if Mother Nature pops in, like I'm really just going to Netflix and eat some chocolate and like hang out on my couch and like post. But like there are other days where I'm just like, okay, like I am going to seriously sign a distributor today and I'm going to do it. Those are the days that I sign a distributor. Honestly, today was one of them. I actually just welcomed a girl. But here's the thing. I woke up this morning, I looked at TJ, and I'm like, I love you. I'm not going to talk to you for like 8 hours. I'm like, I am going to work. But I decided today that I was going to bring somebody in. And then I did. But it's a decision. And it's so big in the law of attraction. And I'm going to talk about this organization later because I know that some people have questions about what my day looks like. And I'll show you what I did. And I did exactly what Jessica said. So let's go into social media. So Jessica is amazing at social media and attraction marketing. If you go to her Facebook page, I mean, she's just gorgeous and she has red hair, but like everything is just so pretty.
Great.
You want to like stare at her and stuff her entire life. So, but here's the thing. All right. What was your network like when you first joined and how did you build?
My network was not extremely big at all. Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Do you want to say hi?
Sure.
Sure.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, everybody. Okay. So my network was not big. And whether it was on Facebook and Instagram, I mean, I had like a good amount of friends from back home because I started in a totally different state from where I used to live. So I didn't know anybody in the area. So I had to only rely on my friends back home. And it was not big at all. Did you ask me how I built?
Yeah, like how did you build it up? Because I know that a lot of people when they get in this business, and they get really nervous if they don't have if they have a small network. But like, I'll just put this in quick. But like, guys, I didn't even have a Facebook 2 months prior to joining. But like, so how did you build though? Like, how did you build your network up? Because now you have what, like, how many followers, and you have a lot of friends. How did you build that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. No. I'm saying I don't know how many I have. First, I know you love numbers, and I'm just I never know facts. I had my Facebook business page because at the time when I started, and I think I got lucky in this. I think at the time when I started, Facebook business pages were totally different from how they are now. Now you need to like literally shell out your fortune to even get anything on there. When I had it, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I just built it up. I was posting and people were sharing, and I was always doing call to actions. Share this, share that, like this, tag somebody in this, because the more people that were getting to see my post, the more people started to want to follow me. And so after a while, it got to like 200,000 people. And it was crazy. And then, when in the last year when we had to put advertising money towards it, we did do that, for a while. But I started to slowly move over to my Facebook, my regular profile, because everything that I needed was on there. So that's why I hate telling people that I did the Facebook business page because then they think they need one. But if it was the same as it was 4 years ago, then absolutely. But it's totally different now. And it's like almost impossible to be successful with a Facebook business page anymore. But that's how I built. And, I never did wrap parties. And I never did one-on-one wrap appointments. I just never did. I did everything on social media. And then Instagram was a big one. Every time somebody would message me on Instagram or I'd see them comment or anything like that, I'd pull them on over to my Facebook. So that's how I started building my Facebook as well. So I always make sure that I have everybody in kind of one area of social media. So I try to do that as much as possible.
Okay. So what do you post?
Does that even?
Yes, no, that was perfect. And I love what you talked about call to action. And I'm going to talk about that when I talk about the algorithm, if anybody's excited about that. I never talk about it, but I'm excited to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So, but what do you post? So what do you post? And talk about voice messaging and what live videos have done for you and how you have seriously put yourself out there. Like, I thought that I knew you before I even knew you. But when she tells me that she's shy, I'm just like, stop with that nonsense. Like, you are not shy at all. Like, I know Jessica and I've never even talked about her, but like, I barely know her. But you put yourself out there so much, you use voice messaging and you post. But where does all that come from? Like, how do you, like, what do you think when you're posting? Like, what do you post? Like, what do you post? Like, when you post, like,
I try and write. You just cut out for a second. When I post, what?
Like, what do you post? Like, when you post, what do you decide to post? Like, what is your goal? Like, what is your mindset? When are you posting? Am I still cutting out?
It depends on what you were for a little bit. And I feel like maybe you were just asking me what my mindset is and what am I posting?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Honestly, it's a jumble of shit. It's a jumble of stuff. It's like, if I feel like, you know what, I haven't talked about hair, skin, and nails in a while, I'm going to post about that. If I feel like posting about my results, typically I will tell you that for a long time, years, up until maybe the last 6 months, I was posting my result photos every single day. I don't care how many times somebody saw them because, excuse me, I would always have new people seeing them. I didn't care if they saw them 25 times. It was still leaving an impression in their mind. So I would post my result photos every single day, which we'll get into later, I'm sure. And then as for posting life posts, I do it on a whim, and I do it where I make sure that when I'm writing, I have a certain person in mind. If I'm looking for a new distributor and I want X, Y, and Z qualities in that distributor, I am not going to write about how I'm looking for a yellow, for example, right? Like I'm not going to write yellow qualities, or I'm going to make my posts really like, okay, when you think of reds, they love money. They like to hustle. They're hungry, all of those things. So I'm going to write that post for a red. And I'm going to write that post with, because I know that yellows are going to sweep right by me in my posting. Although I do get a lot of yellows on my team and I don't know why. I love them, but I don't know why. But when I do make a post and I want a specific person to pay attention and sit up and really, one, it's got to be where, again, putting myself in their shoes. I very rarely will I talk about the RV and all that stuff, what we've been able to do, this amazing dream wedding in New York, all of those things, right? I talk about that every now and then, but I really try and turn it on how it could be amazing for the person, right? This business has done so many amazing things for me, but I want to be able to post about what this business can do for them. And I like to really and this goes back to what you were saying before about, literally making people feel something. I like to pull at heartstrings, not because I'm evil and manipulative, but because that is what people buy with their emotions. People sign up with their emotions. And so I make sure that when I'm posting, it's going to be something that someone has not already seen and that they are not going to scroll past. I will say, I'll be very bold. And I'll say things sometimes where I'll be like, it must be nice to be sitting in traffic all day. No, obviously that's not nice. People want to smack me when they read that, but it's the truth. And when you hit people hard like that with life posts, that's when they will contact, because they contact me all the time after that. So, and they get really it makes people sit up. It's like, Tony Robbins, we were talking about Tony Robbins. It makes people sit up when you literally are just like, boom, and you throw a reality check in their face. That's what makes people sit up and listen. Not, do you want to join my team for $99? Nobody gives a crap about $99 and joining a team. I'm sorry if anybody does that, I apologize. But nobody gives a crap about that. They want to know how that $99 is going to help them. They want to know how they're going to get help from you. It's not about it works. It's about you and them connecting. And that is what's so important with oh my God, I can't even talk. It's what's so important with voice messages and live videos. Live videos, okay, give me a second. Voice messages, first of all, if you're using social media to do your business and only social media, and you're not using voice messages, you're not working your business. You are stifling your success in this business, because I can tell you right now, when was the last time you ordered something from Sephora and you had a personal voice message from a customer service person where they were helping you pick your color, where they were helping you figure everything out, and it was in a voice message? That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because people have gotten so big and all of those things. And when you take advantage of the fact that people don't do voice messages, I have people that sometimes I'll do a voice message and they'll be like, distributors, they'll ask me, how the hell did you do that? Why do I hear you? People don't even know. So what I'm telling you is, in your Facebook Messenger, use that voice message, and don't make it sound like a script. You don't have to sound like a script. Just talk like you're talking to your best friend. And I cannot even tell you how many times I have had people say, just because I answered them with my voice, that they're going to order from me over their best friend. And I'm just like, what? First of all, don't do that. But that's amazing, right? It just goes to show that people love that genuine interaction. Same with live videos. I'm going to babble for a second. Just give me 2 seconds to show. With live videos, you guys, if you want to get more than 2-3 loyals a day, you want to get into double-digit loyals, double-digit, I mean, whatever it might be, you want to be using live videos. This, again, goes back to human behavior, okay? What is everybody obsessed with? Everybody is obsessed with reality television. You may hate the people on it, but you watch it. No matter what show it is, you watch it because for whatever reason, we like to know what's going on inside. There's a show called Big Brother for a reason. People like to follow and watch what people are doing. When you get on a live video and you're not talking about the business, you're just doing what you're doing and you're just being yourself and you're giving those people your personality, that's when it's a totally different thing. It completely explodes your business because then they can feel, even if there's 25 people in that live video, they feel that you're just talking to them. And when you are just talking to them, there's that personal interaction. There's that bond right there. When people trust you, they buy from you. When people trust you, they sign up with you. When they like you, because here's the thing, you have to have people like you before they buy anything from you. You have to have people buying into you, not the products. Nobody cares about wraps for $59, whatever. They care about you because at the end of the day, social media is still social. So if you're not being social and you're just going on there to do business and business and business, you're only going to get this far. And if you are not using live video, and I know so many people are afraid to do it, but I cannot tell you guys, it is literally, Christina Watts was just talking about it the other day. She got 27 loyals, and I'm not surprised because I've seen it happen. 27 loyals just from doing live videos that day. It is 100% true, you guys. That is, you want to get a lot of people sign up. You want to get a lot of people enrolling on your team. You want to get a lot of followers. Use a call to action. Do a live video and use voice messages. Those are my top 3 things that I do every single time without fail. And I promise you, if you do that, people are going to start signing up a lot faster than you think. A lot faster. Sorry, I just went on a rant.
No, I love you so much. And something I want to let you guys all know that Jessica taught me this. I don't know if it was one of her just videos or if it was a Zoom that I watched her on, but I remember her talking about calling people out. And she is the reason why I now make posts that say, I know you need this. Like, I remember you were doing some type of video where, like, you were like, I'm calling them out. I'm saying, yeah, you, the one that can't fill up their gas tank. Yeah, you, the one can't pay for your groceries. Yeah, you.
Yep.
And I remember seeing your post about it. You would always capitalize you, and you would do the emoji that's like this. And I was like, she's talking to me. Like,
wait, that's like that's like this one?
Yeah.
Well, that's my favorite one. I'm always like, because if I was in person, I'd be like literally like this in somebody's face. Like, yeah, you need to do this.
But how you target people. And so when I do make a post, like, I will give you, I will give you all the credit for this because I started posting like that and being like, listen, I know that you are the one that can't afford blah, 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 like whatever. But like when people read that, they're like, she's talking about me? She's talking about me? Because I feel like she's talking about me. It's kind of explaining me. So you're very direct and I love that. And I think that is amazing. Okay, yes. So, okay, yeah. No, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure I included that. What were you saying before that?
I just lost my notes, by the way, and I'm really upset right now.
Okay, so social media traction, you asked me, sorry, my OCD and my our syllabus, LOL. You asked me on social media.
I did. Did I ask you on social media?
No.
Oh, I asked you. Hold on. Oh, I'm pulling it up. I lost internet. I'm going crazy.
No, it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to start talking about the algorithm before the other question that you're going to ask me. So I want to talk about the algorithm. A lot of people always ask me to do trainings on algorithm, but you guys have to understand that this is a serious thing. There are like 12 to 20 guys in a room in California that change the algorithm every 72 hours. So I'm a super nerd. Brandy Hada is a diamond on my team. She's also a super nerd, and we stalk the algorithm like crazy. But some things that I want you guys to really understand going into 2017, all right? Yes, the algorithm is always changing. You have to be a member of the blogs to even see it. But a couple things. Live videos. So everything is weighted, guys. Everything is weighted. Comments are weighted. Likes are weighted. Posts are weighted. Pictures are weighted. Everything is weighted. Everything is a weight on Facebook, all right? If you ever want, like, my algorithm today was absolutely horrible. I haven't, like, really, like, looked into why it was horrible, but it was absolutely horrible. Things to boost your algorithm. Because we're talking about, like, social media presence just in general. You really need to make sure that you are wishing happy birthday. Everybody has a birthday every single day. You need to make sure that you are commenting on people's things. Here's the thing, guys. I do love some of the social media trainings that we have been offered in the past by blank. And social media really is all the little different likes, comments, share, blah, 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 are all really emotions. You have to think of a comment as a high five, for real. But I'm sorry, a like as a high five. A comment, think about the way you felt when you posted a picture of yourself, a selfie. You got like a ton of likes on that selfie. And how did that make you feel when everybody was telling you, like, oh my God, you look so pretty, blah, blah, blah. Go do that to other people, because here's the thing. You only see, if you are brand new in this business and you are like, okay, I have 1,000 friends, for instance, like, let's pretend you have 1,000 friends. And you probably see the same 50 people in your newsfeed every single day. Am I right? Yeah. You know why? Because Facebook works on an algorithm and you only see who you interact with. So you have to break into your friends list. You have to comment on people's things, because that's a weight. And then they will pop up back into your algorithm. When Facebook creates new features like live video, feelings, all these things, they don't just do that for no reason. They want you to use them. Whenever there is a new feature on Facebook, use it. Because if you don't use it, you actually get put into like the not popular people on Facebook. Facebook wants you to use all the new features. So when you're creating a post or a status or anything, so actually just a post in general, picture, don't have words. Make sure that you're not using words like buy or sale, or even when I post my phone number, sometimes I will literally space out all the numbers, but you need to put a feeling on there. Facebook doesn't give you the option to put a feeling on there for no reason. They want you to tell people how you're feeling. When it comes to the new statuses right now, I'll tell you right now, it hasn't changed. I just checked the blog yesterday. For the last 2 weeks, the very heavy weighted, one of the most heaviest weighted things, a part of the Facebook algorithm, are Facebook statuses under the, I think it's 30 characters or maybe it's 50 characters that make your status all in caps. Those are very, very weighted on the algorithm right now. Like, I mean, I posted something about an all in caps and it got like 200 and something likes on it and 200 something comments on it. But when you make a status all in caps, like, who wants to grow out their hair? That's a very weighted right now in the algorithm that hasn't changed, and I feel like it's a new feature and they really want to utilize it. So start making statuses that are all in caps. Make sure that's under those characters limit. But live videos, I remember when the live videos started and everyone was so afraid to do live videos, but live videos are so heavily weighted. And Jessica does live videos all the time. And I just started to really get into live videos, but I was also nervous. Like, I remember my first live video, like my hand was literally shaking, and I looked back in the video because I never deleted it, but like you could never see my face fully because like it was all pixelated because my hand was shaking. Yeah, it's nervous, but you just have to be yourself. You're literally talking to yourself in a room by yourself. Like, that's it. But those live videos are so amazing for your algorithm. And Jessica, if you go to Jessica's page and you wonder why she has thousands and thousands of followers and like why she always gets so many likes, those live videos go viral. I did a makeup video and I'm like not even that good at makeup. I'm totally ghetto with my makeup. And it has 45,000 views on it. What? I'm sorry, excuse me? Like, what? And I'm just doing makeup. But here's the thing. You want to know how many customers I got from it? 4, not huge or anything, but I got 4 wow customers because I was using wow doing my makeup. So that's where like you don't always have to do it works when you go live, but you need to go live about something. And you really want to think about what people want to hear. Like, everybody loves makeup. I mean, I'm a girl. Everybody wants to watch makeup, but do things that people want to listen to, because that share and all the call to actions is something that I want to talk about, because she said call to action. And this is so huge for algorithm. And she does this, but like, if you do things that say like, you should like this, or you should comment or share this, any call to actions that have anything to do with like tagging friends, liking, commenting, sharing, or anything like that, that is a massive algorithm booster. Like, Jessica, when I remember you talking about this once, didn't you rap live once and there was like 1 million views?
Yeah, there was like, it was ridiculous. I did it a few times, and every time I do it, it gets the most views I've ever had ever. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how do they not know yet? They've been following me. But again, you never know when somebody's going to be on Facebook. You don't know when they're seeing your stuff. But yeah, I did a live rap video, and it got, oh my God, it got so many views. So many. And there was comments and shares, and the shares were crazy, but because I was doing call to action, which I know somebody was just asking in the things like call to action, what is it? Basically at the end of every video or in the middle, or I'll say it numerous times, I'll tell people, like, share, subscribe, follow, get this post out. If it's something that has nothing to do with It Works and it's about something that I absolutely love or that I'm really passionate about, then I really, really tell them, like, look, I want more people to know what I'm talking about right now. Please share this. If you like what I'm doing, like it, whatever. So don't be afraid to tell that to people, because it takes 2 seconds for them to do it.
Yes. Okay. Do you have a curfew? Because we're only halfway through and we have
10 to 15 minutes.
Hello. Hold on. Jessica, do you have a curfew?
No.
Okay. Because guys, we're only halfway through. Like, we're really trying to give you as much information as possible. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to start talking about visually pleasing. So
yes, that's what I wanted to ask you. Okay. Yeah. Because I have this here. So if you go to LaChelle's profile, her profile is stunning. Okay. It is, as we always say, visually appealing. Did you learn to do that, or did you just figure it out? And how did you build your network in doing that?
Okay. So I literally, guys, I did not have a Facebook 2 months prior to joining. I can honestly sit here and tell you that It Works made me love people again. True statement. Because I didn't have a Facebook because I didn't want people to know about my life. I didn't care to look at anybody else's lives. I was very like, I just want to do life. I don't want to do all social media and stuff. So when I joined this business, I only was back on Facebook for 2 months. And my mind said, you are only big as your network. I don't know where I got that from, but maybe it was from GoPro, maybe, but I was really researching network marketing. My mind said, you are only as big as your network. And then I said, okay, so I'm going to get to 5,000 friends. That is my goal. And I started on Instagram when I joined this business. I had like maybe 800 followers. Today I have about 6,100. On Facebook, I had I can't remember exactly, but I think it was 800 to 1,000 friends. And I have gotten to 5,000 twice this year. So what do? I like to go to, like, for instance, like yesterday, I have this is my OCD thing. I have a map of the United States, and I want to literally get a distributor in every single state. That is like my goal before the end of 2017. So I only have 13 states that I don't have a distributor in yet. So I go to those states, and even though it's a very sad year because I got rid of Starbucks, what I will do is I will type in Starbucks in Washington. I'm already in Washington, but like Starbucks in like Idaho or something. And I will go to the Facebook page, because now, I mean, every business has a Facebook page now. It doesn't matter if it's a Starbucks or like a Lululemon. They all have a check-in. They want you to check in to where they're at. So I'll go on Facebook and I'll type in Starbucks in Washington. And then it will pop up all the Starbucks that are in Washington that are on Facebook. So then I go to that page and I like that page. And then I go to what they post, and I go to the likers that like the post, and I go through the likers, because obviously they're in Washington, or why else would they be liking the Starbucks post from Washington? And I start adding those people. So I just started adding my network like crazy. I got to 5,000 twice this year, and I'm down to 3,000 at this very second because I got rid of 2,000 people. But I just knew that I was only as big as my network, so I really started to just build. And I was adding 20 to 30 people every single day from all over. Like, I would literally even do like countries on Instagram. On Instagram, you can do the same thing. You can go on your the search bar in the Explorer and type in Starbucks and Ireland. And then it'll pop up Starbucks that are in Ireland. And then whoever had tagged themselves of the Starbucks in Ireland, I would add them as a friend. That's it. I would just follow them. So that's how I really built my network. And that's all I still do to this day. That's all I do. I go to Starbucks. Starbucks is like my key because I look for me's and I'm obsessed with Starbucks, even though I'm going like 5 days right now. Can I get an amen? Like I'm pretty proud of myself. But I had such a Starbucks like addict that I'm like, all right, well, I have to be caffeinated. So I'm looking for other caffeinated people. And so I would just add people that would check themselves into Starbucks or like Starbucks stuff. When it came to the visually pleasing thing, so like when I first joined, and I'm not even kidding you guys, I watched every single video of Tiffany Hurt when I first joined on YouTube. And she told me, she's like, okay, well, just start posting belly pictures. And so like the first probably 2 months, like my profile was so not attractive. I was belly, green. Like I was just like, it works, green, it works, belly. Like that was all it was. And then I started looking for other ambassadors, and I found like Ashley Hughes, and I actually found Taylor Alton. You're still on here. I found you too, and you're like totally like, your profile was really pretty. And I was like, okay, I want to be visually pleasing, because here's the thing. Social media is 100% visual. It is 100% visual. That is a visual world. You read because you're looking at it. You look at pictures and you're looking at them. And we are like bugs. You want to know why bugs go to the really bright light that then like zaps them? Because it's attracted to them. So your pictures have to be bright and attractive, and it has to be colorful and all these things. And I really just thought, I looked at it as a bug. Like I looked at it as a bird. It's like birds always go to shiny things. Well, I kind of we are animals. I don't want to get all weird on you guys, but like we are mammals. Like we're animals. We are attracted to things that are pretty. We're attracted to things that are vibrant. We're attracted to things that are visually appealing. So on Instagram, I did a social media training with Blank, and he really talked about the first 9 photos are where you win people. You have to be very visually appealing in those first 9 photos. So I make sure to be very color coordinated when I post to Instagram. Emojis are amazing, and I think that you should always have emojis in your bio, and you should use emojis, because when people don't want to read anymore, but they want to visualize a story. So if you are typing and you are adding emojis, and there's pictures and there's emojis, like, well, the emojis are the pictures, they're reading a story, but then they're visualizing at the same time. So when you go to my Facebook, I want me to stick out. So that's why I put a white cover photo with a word. I'm a dreamer. But I want my picture to stand out to you. I don't want my cover photo to stand out to you. I want my picture. I want you to be attracted to me. Then when you go to my bio, I want the emojis to correspond with what I'm saying. And then I have my website there to like read my story. But even on Instagram, like I use emojis to get people to visualize who I really am, because on social media, it's so visual, and people don't know me unless they see me in live videos, really, but I want you to know me without live videos. I want you to know me without any videos. I want you to be able to go to my page and be like, all right, I'm going to stalk this girl for 20 minutes. I know who LaChelle is. That's what I want to do, but it's very visual. Yeah. All right, let's go into distributor questions. Sorry, we're raging.
Before you do that really quickly, I just wanted to say something really quick. Because I know before when you were asking me about the social media and all that stuff, and it was supposed to also be about attraction marketing and things like that. For anybody that care, it's public. If you go to my YouTube, there's an attraction marketing video that Dan and I did that will explain everything that I have done as far as attraction marketing goes, that has gotten me to where I did not have to contact one person for the first 2 to 3 years of my business. Every single distributor, every single loyal customer came to me. I not once did I have to reach out to anybody, and it was all because of attraction marketing. So if you just watch that video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I wanted to tell you that because, then I did it just because I figured, okay, I need more business. I just want to do more stuff. So anyway, sorry, go ahead. Next.
Okay. No, yes, attraction marketing is huge. And it's so hard to really touch on attraction marketing, because it's you have to really understand who you're trying to attract. And yes. So we both brand ourselves. I brand myself as the stay-at-home girlfriend, so I try to be like, this is what a stay-at-home girlfriend would look like. And a lot of people, I always talk about this, like, I don't really attract moms because I'm not a mom. But if you are a mom, be a boss mom. Like, be like the shit. Like, be like a fabulous mother, and really take pictures of like yourself with like heels and like your 4 kids next to you. Be like, I rap. I'm a mom. I'm working this business. Like, that's where the attraction marketing comes in. But yes. All right. So distributor questions. A lot of people, listen, even me, I can't wait to hear you talk. So Jessica has been top distributor enroller in the entire company 3 times, guys. That's a huge deal. Like, that is a huge, huge deal. So many people want to know this. How do you find potentials? What's your average DT enrollment a month? And then how do you seal the deal?
Okay, so I am really big on groups. And again, this goes to attraction marketing. I will find groups that no other distributors are in, and I will find ones that are extremely close to my heart. For example, I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. If you watch any of my stuff, you know this, but love Harry Potter. We travel in an RV full time. So I'm in, an RV interior decorating redo type of group. I mean, there's like tens of thousands of people in this group. And so I'm in that. I'm in just a whole bunch of things. I have red hair, so I'm in an Ariel Little Mermaid group. Anything that I know that other distributors are not going to be in, I go into those groups. I post as soon as I get in there. I read the rules. I make sure I could do this. I post in the group. Like, literally everybody has that one photo of themselves where they look at it and they're like, I'm never going to look like that again. That was amazing. Praise the Lord, right? Okay, I have that photo. So I use that photo on everything. I don't care how old it is. So it's only a year old. But anyway, so I go in, I put the photo, and it's smiling. Make sure you're smiling because you have to be happy and friendly. I go in, I put the photo, and I talk about just a quick summary about, hey guys, just want to introduce myself. I'm new to the group. My name is Jessica. And I don't talk about it works. I don't talk about what I do. I don't talk about any of those things. I tie it back into the theme of the group. So for example, if it's about the RV stuff, right? Hey, my name is Jessica. I just want to introduce myself really quickly. Just saying hello from the Crazy Redhead. I always make jokes, okay? Keep it light and friendly. And then I say, I had to join this group because my husband and I travel full time. We work from home in an RV, and so we've been able to do this amazing thing. Without fail, in that group, 20 messages came through asking me, how do you work from home? You look a little young to be having an RV. What's going on? I mean, everybody wanted to know what I did. Same thing with the mermaid stuff. Oh my God, your hair is so pretty. I have to follow you. Stupid stuff. And again, when it goes back to attraction marketing, I always say, I was not that girl in high school that everyone was like, oh, right? But you knew that girl in high school where she'd come in with a skirt, right? And then all of a sudden you had to have that skirt, or somebody you knew had to have that skirt. Same exact thing with attraction marketing. You want to be the girl that women want to be best friends with, and that they want to follow and get to know, and all of those things, right? That is what it's all about. So that's the key in posting the best photo you have of yourself. Do you have to be gorgeous? No. Do you have to look a certain way? No. Smile, show your energy through that photo, be friendly, and you will get people following you. I have friend requests all the time, and I don't have to reach out and go and like try and request people as much as maybe I should have to, because of this method that I do. So that's how I find my potentials. And I also find them through live videos. I'll just go on and I'll cut right to the chase, like LaChelle was saying, and I'll talk about, I'll just hit them really hard. And I'll say, I'm enjoying the beach right now at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. What are you doing? Do you want to be doing this? And that's how I talk to people. And, and not everybody has to talk that way. Not everyone has to be as bold and as in your face as that. Because there are going to be people that don't resonate with me. They don't resonate with my personality, and they don't feel like we might be a good fit. But it has them watching. Everything I do, it has them watching. Why, I don't know, you guys, honestly, totally straight up right now, I have no idea. But for whatever reason, when I say things, how I say them, And I think it's because I don't beat around the bush. I just come out and straightforward and just say what I have to say. I think that's why people then look forward to my next video and my next post. And when I do the call to action, again, going back to attraction marketing and all that stuff, do the call to action. And then more people, their friends, their followers, all of those people start adding me and friend requesting me or messaging me. Hey, I saw you on this. I love this. You were talking about pit bulls. And then I saw what you were doing. You know, it's always about that stuff. So that's how I find my potentials. And yeah, so I know you asked me something else. Hold on. What's my average DT enrollment? Okay, on my best month ever, which is, and I say month because it only was like a couple of months of this. On my best month ever, it was anywhere between 29 to 31. But I got to be honest with you guys. One, I don't do that anymore because I'm finding it to be more difficult to be able to do that actually. Because I feel like I was this shiny new penny for a while. And algorithms changed and things like that changed. And then so many other distributors happened. So, but I'm going to be honest with you. You don't want that many distributors because it's impossible to handle them. Impossible. It's hard enough to handle X amount of distributors in a month. But when you get like to like 20, 30 distributors, it's crazy to try and train them. It's crazy the amount of time that you have to take. And then people slip through the cracks. And that was exactly what happened with me. Again, going back to my terrible leadership. That was what used to happen to me. So I cut it back. And so I would say on a great month, it was that number. On a really good month, I would say anywhere from like 15 to 20. And then on a normal month, especially now, I would say about 8 to 10. 8 to 10. 10 being really good now because I'm very selective. So I don't want to have all that time taken. But there's months where I've been a top DT enroller, and there's months where literally I'm like, where are my DTs? It happens. It happens all the time. So, but it goes back to how much you're working. Those months where it was, where are my DTs? I wasn't putting in the amount of work that I was when I was getting 30 DTs. So it came back to me and it was my fault. So, and then the other thing you asked me about, how do I seal the deal? Voice messages. Always voice messages. And here's another thing that this is very important about voice messaging and why I seal the deal this way. You can get somebody on a phone call. That's great. But 99% of the time now, because our society is so like instant, everybody needs things, which is why the wraps are amazing. But everybody wants things super, super fast. And everyone's so busy. And like, that's the big thing. Oh, I'm so busy. We're so busy, right? We're as busy as the president. Everybody's so busy. And it's so true. And I feel like with voice messages, you aren't put on the spot because the person doesn't have to, like on a phone call, when you ask somebody something, a question on a phone call, they have to answer you right then and there, no matter what they're doing. And sometimes people can't commit to a phone call. I have so many people sign up with me and they're like, oh, I can't commit to a phone call. It drives me crazy, but I get it. Because sometimes I hate committing to a phone call. So voice messages they're convenient. It gives somebody a chance to be able to answer you back when they can and how they want to, rather than being put on the spot and saying whatever the hell is in their head. So as far as sealing the deal, definitely voice messages. And all it really is instilling that sense of urgency. You know, I will reach out. And I will say to people after we've talked for a little bit, you know, and I haven't heard from them, I will reach out and say, hey, girl, listen, I was just enrolling a new distributor on my team about an hour ago, and I still have, you know, a couple of spots open. I know we talked about it. I know that you were really interested. If you're going to join, you want to do it this month because I have some big things planned, and this company is about to explode this year. So you want to join like now. So are you still interested or not? Because if not, I have like 5 other people that want to do this, and I would love to work with you. I would love to be able to mentor you one-on-one, but I got to know. So when you kind of say that, and then also remember human behavior, throw in, I have X amount of people wanting this. People want what other people are trying to get. So that's where that sense of urgency comes in. That's how I kind of seal a deal with that. And yeah. And people
I love that. I absolutely.
It doesn't always work, but 80%, 85% of the time, that works. So
and when you're saying that, even when you're saying that, like, we want them because sometimes people don't always see what we see. Like, we see sometimes how killer people can be, and they don't see it. Like, so we want to get them in.
Crazy.
So they see the light. Like, when they're in, oh my gosh, I don't know how many times I've been told, like, I understand why you're fucking crazy. I'm like, now you get it? Now you understand why I'm crazy? Because this is so amazing. Like, now you get it? But, like, we want to get them in so they can see that. So how do you launch your new distributors?
I have my team page on Facebook, and then I also have, or my private group, and then I also have a private DT boot camp that I created. And basically it's literally like everything that you get in the eSuite, but kind of summed up to where, because people get so overwhelmed in the eSuite, and I get overwhelmed in the eSuite. And so when they get into the boot camp, there's a welcome video in there from me, and it's basically me showing them everything in the eSuite, how to navigate the group, how to navigate the eSuite, what they want to do first, what's very important, some examples of posts, but to write their own, but just to like use it as inspiration, things like that. There's files in there. And then I absolutely always try and get them on a phone call. Sometimes, like I said, it's very difficult. But I want to make sure that we have that connection. And if I can't do it through that, a lot of my new distributors, they love doing voice messages with me. They love it. They absolutely love it. And I love doing it with them because I know the more I do it with them, the more comfortable they're getting doing it. So then they do it with their customers and their potential. So I love doing the voice messages with my new distributors because it helps a ton. I also have them, and I'm not sure, I think you might do this too. I'm not sure. But I also have them for the first few weeks. If they get any replies to any messages they may send out or any post they make, whatever, and I have them send me, I don't care if it takes 20 times a day I hear from them, I have them screenshot and send me what the person said or asked, and then I'll send them back a voice message on exactly what I would say back, and then they could use their own voice message based on what I said and reply to that person. That's really helped a ton. So but yeah, I do that. And then once they get their 4 loyals, and I try and get them to do it in the first 72 hours, but and it doesn't always happen, but once they get their first 4 loyals, then they get moved out of boot camp into the main group. And when they're in boot camp, I constantly talk about the main group with them because I tell them, like, look, I want you to meet the rest of the team, some of my leaders, like, you want to be out of boot camp. You don't want to be in here for the rest of the month. Like, there's nothing going on in here. You have everything you want to be out. So let's figure out a way to get you out into Team Pearson, whatever the hell I have. So, yeah.
I love that. I've seen so many leaders talk about like a separate page for launching, and I haven't implemented it yet. I think it's amazing. I think it's such a good idea because it really it's like a mile mark. Like, you like graduated from boot camp. I think that's so amazing. I've been thinking about this year. I don't know. I don't know. I love it though. I love it. I've been looking at
sorry, go ahead.
Go.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's also really cool as well because and again, this goes back to human psychology. You're brand new, you're in a boot camp, you see somebody come in after you because I announced them, right? So they come into the boot camp, whatever. The other distributors on my team that are in my main page, they'll announce them, blah, blah, blah. You've been in there for a week and you see somebody new come in, and then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, you see them on their way out because they got their 4 loyals. You're hustling. Because you don't, why am I still in here? How did she do it? Why can't I do it? What's going on? So people see that, they want to be out. So they also, a plus to that is everybody's brand new. So they all are on the same page. They're all starting out so they don't feel alone. So it's not like I used to have just one main page where everybody was in it. And I thought it was insane because, and I had it for a while. I only started my boot camp last year, but I had the main page for a while, and it was just, as a newbie, so overwhelming. So, and then there was this post and that post. And if you're just starting out, you don't want to hear about drama. You don't want to hear about any of that stuff. That's why in boot camp, you stay in boot camp until you've gotten your 4 loyals, because when you've been able to do that, then I know you can move on and we can go to the next step. So that's what I do.
I love that. That's amazing. I've really been looking into that. All right. So, yeah.
Because I feel like at one point I heard you talk about this, and I think this is when you made me really sit up. And I was like, who is this girl? And I loved you. And it was when we were talking about this. How do you launch your new distributors? Because I remember you talking about this in one of these Zooms that I was on. And that's when you made me sit up and take notice. And I was like, damn, she's got her shit together. So explain that, please.
It's not like super crazy, but the way I launch distributors is that like this business is so easy, guys. It's so easy, but I want you to do the groundwork first. And I want you to do it faster than I did because I've already done the research. So I send all my new distributors a welcome email, but it's not like a welcome email. It's a checklist. It is literally when they open it, I explain to them how excited I am for them that they chose me to be a part of their adventure. And I give them a checklist to complete. The checklist is not long. I know it will only take an average human being 3 hours to go through it. But the checklist are things to know. It's logging into your A-Suite, what your username is, where the training is within eSuite, how to mask your website, because obviously I want them to be able to post their website, so I've made a video to like show them how to mask it. But also I have changed it throughout the last year, but I found a video with Tiffany Huru, and it's when Carrie Bauer, I don't know how to say her last name, interviewed her, and I watched that video and I cried. I died laughing. I was like, all the emotions that I wanted to feel, like all the emotions that I would want to feel as a new distributor, I felt in that video, and I was a triple diamond. This was like a couple months ago, and I added this to it. And so I want everyone that joined my team to watch this, because it was like, I was cleaning my kitchen, and I'm listening to Tiffany Huru, and she is just speaking to my soul. And I'm like, oh my gosh, every distributor has to watch this video. So I make them watch that. And then it's like how to seal the deal with a loyal customer. I give them a checklist to complete, but I also do offer an incentive. So one of the things, I'm not mad about it, but I wish that it was still offered, was the $120 in free product. Like, I really think that it is important for new distributors to have product, not only just to try, but also for those posts. People love a personal opinion. So the thing that I do for an incentive on my team is they have 72 hours to get their first 4 customers. If they get their first 4 customers in those 72 hours, number 1, they get to pick out $120 in product, and I will send it to them. Number 2, they get to pick a t-shirt of their choice, and I will send it to them, and they get a Boss Babe Bible. So those are the 3 incentives within 72 hours. If they do it the first week, they also get the Boss Babe Bible, and they also get the $120 in free product. So I use that as an incentive because it's in bold, it's highlighted, like that's what they focus on when they start reading the email, because I want them to get their first 4 as soon as they possibly can, and I want to reward them for really working their ass off to get it, and I want to reward them with all the things that I think they need: organization, marketing tools, which is a t-shirt, and product, so they have an experience. So that's my incentive with it. But the actual checklist is really just the basic checklist. I also attach like a frequently asked questions, which is kind of like the syllabus for the training. Like I explain like what PV is, or PVV, what GV is, what BV is, like all those things. So just in case they don't have a computer, and I know there's a new app out where you can do the training through the app, but if they don't have it, at least they can print that out and carry it around with them everywhere and look through it. I add them to the team page, and I am not a mass tagger. Like when I add somebody, I'm not going to tag them a bunch of things. I really go step by step. We're going to get your first 4 customers. I want you to tell me who the first 10 people that you would tell that you're pregnant. What are their names? So they'll tell me their names. I'm like, all right, call them. And I always ask for visuals. I ask them to and then some people I don't have to ask for visuals, because I'm like, they read that whole highlighted section and they're like, hey, I just got my first 4 customers and I'm 10 hours. So what do I do now? And I'm like, awesome. You're awesome. But usually I ask them to really contact their warm market. Who are the first 10 people you tell you're pregnant? All right, what are their first names? Do you really want their first names? Yeah, I really want their first names. Okay, well, these are their first names. Cool. I need you to call them all and tell them you were just a distributor for our works and that you want them to be a product model in their portfolio. And then I need you to screenshot me your call feed, so I know that you actually called them, because now they know their first names. That is a little abrasive, and I don't always have to do that with people because they already just go for it without me having to do that. But if I don't feel like they're going for it, I ask them for that because I want to hold them accountable. Because here's the thing, I'm a very big believer of teach people how to be successful in this business first and then be their friends. Anybody that trusts me enough to join this business, I want them to be successful. So I'm going to take you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to ask you to do things that you're probably going to be like, you're kind of crazy for asking me to do that, but I'm only doing it for your benefit. So when it really comes to like the first 2 weeks, I do challenge people, but I challenge people because I don't want them to ever give up. I want them to see the opportunity and really go for it. So I think that I'm a little bit more challenging than most leaders, but I ask things that, is Rachel still on here? Rachel Jones. Listen, I love this woman so much. Yes, she is. So I was telling her what I did with my distributors about how I actually make them screenshot me sometimes, people that they called, and she's like, that's really abrasive. I'm like, yes, but you have to understand, like, I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm doing it because I want them to be successful. Like, I want them to be successful. And it's scary. Like, here's the thing is that even some days where I will like really be like, can you screenshot me your call list? I want to see that you said that to me. Yeah, I'm scared to say that. I'm scared to ask them to do that. But I know when I send that message that I'm only doing them good. Like, I'm only doing them good. Like, I want them to call. I don't want them to be afraid to call. So I'm not afraid to like push people out of their comfort zone in the first 2 weeks because I am way out of my comfort zone. And I just want to push people out of that comfort zone in the beginning. Because if you push them off that ledge, even if you feel like I don't ever feel like I'm being mean, but I feel like I am challenging them, they're either going to appreciate it or never talk to you again. And the ones that appreciate it explode. The ones that never talk to you again, you know what? It's not your fault if this business wasn't right for you. It's not your fault. It's not my fault either. Just maybe it wasn't. But I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone just so that you know what it feels like, because it's going to happen more than once, and I'm not going to be the one pushing you. You're going to be pushing yourself. So that's how I launched distributors.
Awesome.
All right, loyal customers. All right, are you guys ready for this right now? Are you guys ready for this? Like, are you ready for this? Jessica has been the top enroller in our entire company for loyal customers 19 times. In the entire world, guys. The entire world. In the whole world. The whole world.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. 19 times? I haven't got it. I'm 0 right now. All right. So what are your top selling products and what has your response been? Like, really elaborate on your response from your personal before and afters.
My top selling product is hands down the wraps. For like the first 2 years, all I talked about was the wraps. We had every other product and I didn't say one word about it. And people were like, you have greens? What are those? Like, they had no idea that I even knew what they were. I just kept pushing wraps because that's what I had results from. And that was where my passion lied. So as far as my before and after results, it was okay. Again, human behavior. When there's lots of other distributors, okay, you can have results with anything, any of the products. Some of you may not use the wraps. You might use the greens, hair, skin, nails, whatever the case may be. You can have results with any product. But if you're going to have results with any product and you're going to show those results, you want to have numerous photos. You want to have not just the same before and after of yourself from like the first time you ever used the stuff and then just keep using it over and over. You want to have updated photos because the more that you put it out there that, you use these products and you're still using these products and you're still loving these products and you have updated photos to show with those products, people trust you. People start to believe what you're saying. Also, on top of the fact that when you have your own results to show, again, it doesn't have to be on the wraps, it could be anything. People believe you, right? You can never go to a personal trainer who is, like 800 pounds and then say, well, are you doing what you're showing me to do? Because, you know what I mean? Like, you want to know that what you are being told is what the person has experience with themselves and they can prove it to you by their own result photos. So that is how I've had so many people, because I don't just post my before and after photos once a week. I post them every single day, sometimes numerous times a day. And I've done that from day one. I post updated photos. I write my captions. This is the important part. It's about you. Okay. It's about you and it's about your experience with the product. You got to put it, like, give it all you've got in these captions, because if you fell in love with the greens and it totally changed your life, and you make a post about showing yourself with the greens and you're so excited, blah, 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 and in the caption, it has nothing to do with the photo, and you say something like, I have these greens every day, love them, and nobody knows why you love them. Nobody knows what it did for you. Nobody knows how it's been able to help you since then. That's when you're wasting your time posting. You need to have captions that are, sometimes they're a little bit longer than other captions. Sometimes they're smaller, but you have to make it as though you are talking to your best friend, and you have to make it as though you are letting people know your excitement. And I'm not even kidding with this. You can sell a rock to anybody with enough excitement and enthusiasm and a smile on your face. I swear on my life, it's possible. So if you could do that with a rock, you can do this surely with these products. And that's how I've gotten so many loyals. If you even knew the 1 month where I got the most, I still don't even know how I did.
How many did you get?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm kind of proud of this. I wish I still got this, but 114 in the 1 month. Because I had to go back and count, because I was like, I have to know. And I went back 114. So it's possible, you guys. So when you see these other leaders that are talking about, I got 27 in a day, it's true. It's true. They're not lying to you. It's insane, but it's true. But it's all about what you're doing. I wish I was still getting 100 now. I still get a good amount, but definitely not 100, because again, I'm not putting my effort in as much as I should. But when I do, it's still high.
But it comes from your personal before and afters.
My personal before and afters, because I want people to know that I am a product of the product, not just a salesperson. And I also want people to know, and this is another thing, maybe it's because I'm too honest, and I've said this before, I got one of the days that I got one of my most sales, the most amount of sales was a day where I made a post about the exfoliating peel and how I hate it.
I remember this.
And I had distributors messaging me that didn't know me. They were messaging me telling me I basically just ruined my business. How could you talk about any of the products in a bad light? What are you doing? You're ruining it works. You're ruining your business. You're making us look bad. No, I'm not. I'm being honest. And if I'm a product, I'm sorry, but I do. If you want to still buy it, by all means, try it yourself. I had more people buy that product that day because I kept telling them, look, all of my customers rave about it. All of my distributor friends rave about it. Maybe it's just me, but here's my experience. I absolutely hate it. And when you're honest with people, because I feel like when people get into this type of business or any type of sales business, they feel like they have to put on this act and they have to be like, I love every product. And no, you don't. You're a liar. You don't. So why do you say that? Because you don't. You probably never even tried Estro Rhythm. So what are you talking about? So no, right? Like, it's just, you don't need to do it. Stop lying. You hate the protein bars, Linda. Thank you. See? Everybody hates something.
I actually really do hate the bars. I hate the bars.
When you talk about what you don't like as well as what you do like, people sit up and listen. And that's why, honestly, I feel that's why, and because I'm told, I feel like that's why I'm able to get a lot of customers, because I'm very honest. And when you're honest, what salesperson is honest? So when you're honest, you're a best friend. And who do you talk to all the time? Your best friend. Who would you buy from in a heartbeat? Your best friend. So that's what I do.
I love that. Okay, so with that, I mean, you guys have to understand that Jessica has always shared her before and afters, her personal before and afters. A milestone within my business that I was really proud of, which did not bring me any loyal customers, but I posted to the big page of Tiffany Hers and my page, my personal before and afters. I made a pick stitch, and I literally titled it on the pick stitch, how many before and afters do you have? And I made this whole like this whole like spiel about like the importance of bringing in your own before and afters and being a product of the product, and how I've gotten so many customers. I remember when I did the triple threat before the cruise and I lost 10 pounds, guys. Like I looked so good, and then I got on the cruise and I just ate my life away. But I lost 10 pounds before the cruise, and I got so many triple threat customers. But here's the thing. I got so many messages one day from Stephanie Dunn's personally enrolled telling me that she posted my exact post of my before and afters on her page. And I was like, holy shit, what? Like, we're tight with Joel. We're not like super tight with Stephanie, but like, here's the thing, guys. I can honestly look back and tell you that I have gotten all my, not all of them, but the majority of my customers from my hair growing like crazy, from me taking hair, skin, nails, from me doing the triple threat and losing 10 pounds and people seeing me and my progress. Your personal before and after, people love personal opinion. People want to know what you think about the products. People are going to ask you, I mean, even new distributors, you know, it's hard sometimes because new distributors, you know, I tell them to send screenshots just like Jessica. And they're like, people ask them, well, what products do you try? What products do you like? And I'm like, this is why I offer that incentive to give them the $120 in free products. So I want them to have experience with it. But I sell products based on my experience. And you will sell so many products based on your experience. And that's why that auto ship is honestly there. Like that auto ship is not meant to scare you. It's meant for you to get experience with the products. So I love that. I love that. But really, 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 guys, every single ambassador, and this is the way I look at it. When I look at ambassadors, I say, what are they doing? Because I'm going to have to do that. If I want to get there, I have to do whatever they're doing. Well, guess what? They're all using your product. They're all using all the products. It's like Ronnie B is like, I'm like homegirl. Like I love her so much.
Red. She is such a red.
She sells so much hair, skin, and nails that it's psychotic. All right. She sells crazy hair, skin, and nails. But she is like, you see this? You see this? Hair, skin, and nails. Like she is like all on it. And she sells it like crazy.
I love her.
You have to use the products to sell them. Okay, so this is something that Jessica taught me. How do you keep track of your loyals?
Yes. So, what I like to do, even if I don't have time, I'm going to get into that in a second, because I thought of this last night, is something I do like to do is I will message every single loyal that I get, and I'll just check in and say, hey, listen, I'm here. If you need me, this is how to use the wraps if they order the wraps, blah, 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 whatever. And then I send them in that same email a link to my my Facebook group that I have for all the loyals. And it's open. It's called like the Wrap Lounge or something. And it's open for my whole team to add their loyals into. And for a while, I had a very, 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 very yellow distributor, the sweetest thing. And she was updating it and, you know, posting healthy recipes and exercises and, you know, new product info and this and that. And it's really good because I've gone live in there a couple of times. I definitely have to use it more, but it's such a great platform because everybody's in there, right? Everybody that has Facebook is in there, and everybody that actually answered my emails are in there. And then also, like I said, my team's loyals. And it's so great because if there's a brand new product and you go in there and you tell, like, look, listen, I know you guys have been on this for 3 months now, but, you know, I have to tell you about what's going on with the opportunity right now in this business. Like, some of you I've talked to had amazing results. You would be incredible distributors. Like, let's get this going. So you can get your some of the best distributors ever in this business are loyal customers, hands down. The best distributors ever have been a customer because they have the passion for the product and they have their results to show, hopefully. So that's what I do. So I love the Wrap Lounge. I was telling LaChelle last night that I go in every once in a while, but because one of my DTs runs it, she's in there more than I am. But I definitely need to go in there more because it's so helpful. It is so helpful. Do I add them or just send them the link? I send them the link, and then I make sure that they, because the way I have it set up, if they click the link, then once they ask to be approved, then I'll go in and approve each one. But that's it. Yeah. And it's awesome. And like I said, it's so good for new product launches. It's so good for, if I'm doing an online party on Facebook, I'll invite that whole group because hello, they're already customers. So maybe they'll see something that they may want. So I invite all of them. And that's how really, like, that's how I take care of them. And that's how I've gotten so much better at retaining them by doing that, and by, you know, just making sure that they are not just a number, and that they are not just a sale. They are a human being that really desperately, in some cases, needs help losing weight or getting healthy. And they're depending on me because they bought from me, and I need to be in touch with them. I need to make sure that they know that they have me there. So some get lost through the cracks. It happens, but, you know, that's what I do. So it helps a lot.
Her Zoom about the rap, what do you call it?
The rap lounge.
The rap lounge.
What did you call it last night? The rap cave.
I call it the rap cave. It
I was like,
inspired
what?
me to do this. So I actually made a group, and it's been a transition because I only added my personally enrolled customers to it first, and then I started inviting some of my diamond leaders into it to also add theirs. But it's been so effective because exactly what she talked about, like whenever there's like a announcement for like a new product or like some type of sale, before I was that girl, I was really this girl. Like even when I've personally enrolled over 300 customers. So I was that girl at like 150 customers where like when there was a new special, I would honestly message all 150 customers. Well, that was very exhausting and very like, I mean, I would have to do it within a 72-hour period because I could only message 50 of them at a time without being like, hey, Facebook hates you. So the fact that I've added them to a group now, whenever there's a new product or a new special or anything, all I have to do is post to that group, and it gets all of my current loyal customers, which is so just amazing effective. Also, what she said, you know, this is like the thing is that like, yes, inviting the opportunity to your loyal customers. I have 10 diamonds underneath of me, all right? Diamonds are above underneath of me. 5 of them were customers prior. 5, so half. That's pretty good. Half of my diamonds were customers prior. Like, and she's right. Your best distributors are the ones that were your customers. So you have to make sure that you are offering them the opportunity. But I loved when she talked about her page, and that's when I made my loyal customer page, because it has been so effective.
Hey, I just want to change my shirt.
I remember when it was the last month or the month before. It was the month before, I think. On the 25th, something was announced. I don't know if it was the peppermint scrub or if it was BOGO or something. My volume went up 5,000 in one day. And I posted my loyal customer page, and I went through my API orders, and there was like 100 API orders of current loyal customers. And I don't know for sure if it was from that page or not, because I have diamonds that are actually on that page. But I was like, I mean, look at me right now. Like, what? Like, I was like so crazy surprised, but I feel like it was because I was outreaching from current loyal customers and they were buying. So that's a really good idea that you guys should all consider. I think that you should wait. If anything, you should wait until you have at least like 20 to 50 loyal customers to add to one page, because people have asked me before, like, how long do you think that I should wait before I make a loyal customer page? I'm like, well, don't do it when you have 4 because I don't know if that looks great. Like, I think that it would look better if you had more loyal customers. Jessica, are you muted? Are you muted?
Oh, I'm unmuted, okay. Yeah.
No, but I think that it looks better if you have like a vast amount, because they feel like they're a part of something. If you start with 4, it's kind of like, this is an awkward page. Like, why am I part of it? Like, I don't feel cool right now. So, but I think the page is just amazing. And Jessica gave me the idea.
I feel like I have a question for you.
Yeah, you do.
I do. So okay. If you don't know about LaChelle, I call her the OCD queen. One of my distributors, I want to see if she's on right now. I don't know if she's on. Let me see. Because if she is Miranda. Miranda is like your twin when it comes to, and I kept telling Dan all day, like, Miranda is going to freak out over you, because she's so organized, and so I love it. So you are the OCD queen, and my team has questions. I have questions. I need to know, because I am all over the map. What are your organization techniques? Because I sure as hell cannot teach my team that. And so that's where I fall. That is where my fall is.
Okay. So I saw that Miranda talked about what is my typical, hey Miranda, just so you know, hey, just gonna talk about you. Okay, so what is the typical day for me look like? I have realized while I was in college, I've always had notebooks. Multiple notebooks. I have so many notebooks that I've literally gone through. I'm a writer. Like, I need to plan out my day because since I do have like legit OCD, but I also have like a very verge of like ADD where like I have to like wake up and give myself a to-do list. And I think that I'm very good at reprimanding myself. So like when I write a to-do list, like I have to get it done because, you know, in this business, you become your own boss. And think about it, with any other job, if you don't complete what needs to be done, what happens? You're reprimanded. So my mindset is very much towards you are going to write this down, what you're going to accomplish in that day. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. Like, you don't have to have like this crazy day every day, but you need to feel like you have to accomplish this no matter what. So I am if you've ever heard of the bullet notebook, I'm a bullet notebook person. So every single day I ignore my doodles because I was actually on the phone with my mom for like 30 minutes and she just talked. So I just listen and doodle. But every single day I title my notebook and I date it. All right. And I put down the first couple things. I'll tell you exactly what I wrote down today. So I have to work my algorithm and I have to wish everybody a happy birthday. I also decided today that I was going to do a cleanse post and I was going to do a wrap post. Unfortunately, I only did the cleanse post. I didn't do the wrap post. That's okay. But that wrap post goes to tomorrow. So I know what I did not check off today is going to tomorrow. And so that's where I almost like hold myself accountable, because there are days where I feel like I don't accomplish anything for my list. And then the next day I'm like, holy shit, I have so much to do. And that's where like it like really makes me like, okay, I have to look at this and I have to accomplish this. So today I also decided I was only going to follow up with 4 potentials. I found 4 that I have been really close to, and I signed one of them and I highlighted her. With my cleanse post, I typed in my name on Facebook, LaChelle Cleanse. So I made a cleanse post today, and I typed in LaChelle and cleanse, and I found everybody that has ever been interested in the cleanse, and I'm going to talk about my other worksheets. But I followed up with all of them, and I explained to them, like, hey, listen, it's a new year. Have you cleansed? Are you dieting or anything? Because I'm trying to get the holiday gunk out of me. So I just want to see if you're interested. Like, I am very real with them. Like, I don't have scripts or anything like that. Like, I'm very much like, listen, I'm starting out with a cleanse. So is this loyal customer. Are you? Like, I just make them feel like they should be a part of this whole thing. Today I also did lists. So I work lists like a psycho. Like, I have a list for current loyal customers, my teammates, potential loyal customers, potential triple threat, potential cleanse, potential distributors, presidential distributors. Like, I have a list. Like, if you saw my list, you guys would die. But here's the thing. Today I decided that I had to do 4 lists. I had to do my current loyal customer list, which means I had to go through my current loyal customers list. So every loyal customer is added to this list. I don't want them to think that I only like them because they were ordering. I want them to know that I like see them. So today I decided to go through my current loyal customer list and comment on their feeds. When you create a list through Facebook, it creates a feed of whatever your current loyal customers are posting. I'm commenting and I'm liking and I'm talking to them. I want them to know that I'm here. And that's where like why, I mean, I actually did this and I haven't posted it yet, but I went through and I started screenshotting all my loyal customers. I have 50 loyal customers, guys, that are on AutoShip for over a year. My personally enrolled. Woo! Have been on loyal, because here's the thing is that like, they're not just a customer to me. I have a small social media relationship with them because of this list. Like, they see that I am like on them, you know, at least twice a week, where I actually care about what they're doing in life. And I'm not just going for that sale. And so when it comes to like certain like milestones in their auto ship, I can request a different, or I can recommend a different product. So I did my current loyal customers list today. I did my presidential potentials because I'm boxed, but I'm working on it. So I really interacted with my presidential potentials that I really want my team. I also did my dream team. So I didn't do like a whole lot of my dream team, but my current team is called the dream team. That's what our page is called. And I actually don't follow anybody in the dream team unless they're completely new. I unfollow them after 30 days. but I have all the dream team on a list, and I will go through and I'll help their algorithm by commenting on their stuff and stuff like that. I did that today. And then I also have a cleanse potentials list, and I went through the cleanse because I posted about the cleanse today. So those are the 4 lists that I went through today. I redid and these are things, listen, like here's the thing is I wake up, walk up to my office with a cup of coffee, eating breakfast, and I write this down every morning. I decide what I'm going to do every morning. This is what I'm going to do every morning. I already pre-plan this out, like birthdays, cleanse post, wrap post, potentials, follow-up. I picked 4 to follow up with today. Sometimes there's like 10 I follow up with, but today I just picked 4. I decided I was going to do a cleanse post. I went through all my cleanse who have liked it before, and then did my list. And then I said that I was going to redo my press chart just with a nicer marker. I went to the store and bought a nicer marker to redo it. And then I was going to check the algorithm blog, and I knew that I had to do a Zoom with Jessica at 8, and I have to do a Zoom after this with Jenna's team. So that's my to-do list today. And like I'm highlighting if I completed it, or I mark it out if I complete it. But I wake up every morning and decide what I'm able to do today. Like sometimes like TJ wants to have like, I have to remember I have a boyfriend. So like he wants to hang out. So I'm like, okay, what can I put on the list today that I can accomplish but still hang out with my boyfriend and do that? so every single day I create a list of what I will accomplish. And when I'm creating that list, I tell myself, you're going to do this, or you're going to feel like shit if you don't. Like, that's the way I recommend myself. Like, you only are going to write down what you are going to accomplish no matter what. And sometimes there are days, like today I didn't do a rap post, but I'm just going to push it over tomorrow. Those aren't things that are really important, but the things that are really important, like I really hold myself accountable. And that's what you have to do when you're your own boss. So I also saw that Charity talked about how do I keep track and manage people that I have talked to on social media. So I am obsessed with this. I am so obsessed with this question. So I don't know how other people do it. I honestly don't know how other people do it. And I just posted this to my team page today. I don't know how you guys keep track of your potentials if you're not writing it down. All right. So I have a sheet for everything. And I have a binder. I work my binder every single day. This is what has made me successful. Here's the thing though, don't feel like you have to do this, because here's the thing. Tiffany Her is amazing, and she's an ambassador diamond. She is not organized, but you know what? She's an ambassador diamond. Okay. I have to be organized for my brain. It just works for me. All right. So don't feel like you have to change anything you're doing. If something is working for you, do it. I will tell you what I'm doing, but don't feel obligated to do it. Like I hate when I sometimes tell people what I'm doing because they feel obligated because they see that I'm successful because it works. But like if you are just not an organized person and it's working for you, stay unorganized. Don't be organized then. Like don't try to change. Don't try to change it if it's working. But what I do is how do I keep track of my potentials? I kill trees. So these are my potential distributors list. All right. So what it is very simple. It says potential distributors. It says name, and then it says notes, and then it has intro, and then follow up 1 through 6. So their name. I made this through Word, guys. Every single time, people are like, can you send me that? And like, but you have Word documents. You can do it. Name. It says Facebook, IG, notes. So what I do in the notes is I do where I found them. So it's either Facebook, IG, or I have a business page. So if they're on my business page, I put SMS. And then notes. I put what state they're in and how many friends they have. So like I'm looking right now. It's like this girl named Athena. She lives in Nebraska. She has 4.8 thousand friends. And she posts to social media 4 times a week. Like that's like, these are the notes that I just make. But I followed up with her. So the intro means I explained what it's like to be a distributor. I explained the $99. And then follow up 1 through 6 is following up. Fortune is in the follow up. I just posted this to my team page today. Every single person I've ever signed, I followed up with 6 times. Everyone. Maybe there was a couple that were like 4, a couple that are 5. But this is how I keep track because I have no clue. I honestly have no clue, and it gives me anxiety to think about how other people keep track of their potentials. I don't know if you guys know a secret that I don't know about Facebook, but I stopped Facebook, but there are no tabs. I'm like waiting for those tabs to come. I'm waiting for the tabs to come in the messages where you can like be like, oh, put this to this tab, put this to this tab. So like all your potentials are in one tab. But until then, I use all paper. If they're highlighted, they signed. But this is how I keep track. I write it all down. All right. Same with potentials for products. These are my potential sheet. If they are highlighted, they have ordered. But every single person has ever talked to me about a product, I have their name, where I found them, either IG or Facebook, IG, Instagram. I have follow-up 1 through 6, and then what they're interested in. So today, when I told you guys, I'm going to follow with anybody that's interested in the cleanse. All I have to do is go to this page that I've written down everything, all right? And all I have to do is go through it and find every single person that has ever been interested about the cleanse and follow up with them. This is how I keep track. I just write it down. I mean, this is what works for me. For current loyal customers, I have a page like this. I have, what I do is the date they ordered, their name, their ID number, their password, what they order, what month auto ship they're on, and I have 6 columns, and then notes, which are meant for placement, because we are a placement team, so I want to know where I place them. But I know, it's like if the internet ever shut down or my website or anything ever stopped, all I have is this, and I can still work my business because I know what they need, what they want, what auto ship they're on, everything else. Why this helps me, and I update this on the 1st of every month, is that I can go through and on the 3rd month, I can be like, so is there another product that you're interested in? Because I want to get you 6 months to get you that $50. All right, so once I get into 6 months, all right, so are there any products that you've also seen? Because I want to get you to that 1 year because I want to get you that $150. So this is the way I do it. This is just what works for me. Build upon it. Use this if you need to, but I need that paper in front of me. I really need that paper in front of me. Because I don't, like, I love the computer. I love being able to look at eSuite through the computer. When I look at eSuite through my phone, it gives me really bad anxiety. And, like, I'm not going to search my phone. But instead, I just bring this with me everywhere. And, like, screw my phone. I just got this. I'm just going to look at everything through this. So that's where that's where my organization really comes from. What else? What are you going to ask me about organization? Yeah, so I mean, that's really it. Like, that's just it when it comes to, like, I also have a pre-potential sheet, which means, like, I'm very big on creating social media relationships. So I have a pre-potential sheet. So what this is these are the people that, like, don't know that they're going to join yet, and I haven't asked them about it, but I'm creating a relationship with them because they're going to join. They just don't know it yet. And this sheet I use to, I interact with them daily, and I also have a list on Facebook to use. But I interact with them until I feel like it's the right moment where I can, like, ask them to be my girlfriend. Like, kind of. Like, where I can actually, like, swoop in and be like, hey, listen, I love you, you love me. Like, we decided to be best friends on social media. Like, let's talk about this. So I do that before I put people on my potential sheet because I feel like we find people sometimes on social media. And this is, like, a new thing that I just started doing. But I used to find people on social media and I'd be like, oh my God, that'd be so good. And then, like, I wouldn't see them again for, like, 2 months. And I'd be like, how can I keep track of them? Yeah, I can put them on this list, but, like, I'm already dealing with so many lists. But I open this up every morning, and I'm like, okay, what should I do today? That's how I make my list. Like, what should I do today? And I made this list so that I can talk to these people and, like, interact with these people. And then when I feel I'm confident enough to, like, ask, then they go on my actual potential sheet. That works for me. Don't get overwhelmed by that. Because sometimes I hate explaining it because people are like, oh my God, I don't do that. I'm like, yeah, well, you know.
I am so overwhelmed right now.
Yes. Okay. So, any more questions on organization?
Did you talk about when your day begins and when it ends?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I need to start waking up earlier. I see here, TJ and me can just talk for hours about nothing. And I literally had to tell him, you have to stop talking to me anytime before 9 because I can't talk to him anymore. But I've been trying to wake up earlier. So that's like my New Year's resolution. I need to start waking up at like 6. So Jessica, tell me, we're almost done. We're done. We're going to do 5 more minutes. I'm sorry this Zoom took 2 hours, but so much.
I didn't need my husband.
So much amazing information. So Jessica, what is your mindset for 2017?
Whew. Well, I'm keeping my head down. And I'm staying focused. I am not comparing myself to anybody. I don't care if somebody joins tomorrow and shoots up to triple diamond a week later. I am not comparing myself to that person because we are on 2 totally different journeys and it's for a reason. And I'm not going to get distracted by that. I'm also, as much as I may want to be presidential, I don't care about the title. I care about the paycheck. I would rather be a top earner and standing on that stage as a triple diamond than to have to be standing on that stage or not standing on that stage and say, yeah, I'm a presidential. Because I'm a red, just the acknowledgement of having that title is obviously what I would love. But a paycheck, a very high paycheck, means more to me than that. So my goal is I'm not going to get worried about my charts. I'm focusing on pulling in my customers like I used to do. Because my customers have been, for many, many months before I really got like a big team, my customers were the bulk of my paycheck and they were very high paychecks with them. So, and I started to gravitate towards focusing more on distributors. And I feel like for me, it doesn't work that way. So I want to make sure that I am, if I'm going to mass recruit, like I used to, I'm going to mass recruit LCs, not DTs. And just keep doing it that way because that's where the high paycheck comes in. And yes, go back to your roots. Exactly. There was a Phoenix It Works You that I was at last April, I think it was. And Mike Patillo told Dan and I, do what got you to triple. Do exactly what got you to triple. Stop getting, sidetracked with everybody else and what everyone else is doing. Do what got you to triple. And if I do what got me to triple, then it's going back to my roots and being a mass enroller for LCs, most importantly. And again, that paycheck is going to skyrocket. So yeah, I'm focused on that and really just like no holds barred. Like I don't care. Like I said, I don't care who's an ambassador, who's this, who's that. I'm going to use it as fuel for me, but I'm going to focus on where I need to focus and just literally just straightforward. So that's what I'm doing for this year.
Love it.
What are you doing?
So I really started this year, and I think this business has a lot to do with your personal self and your personal relationship with yourself. And I just, I want you all to understand that you are a part of something so good. Like I really like the first 24 hours of this year, I was not on social media. My social media presence was completely gone. And I really analyzed and really wanted to validate what I was a part of. And what I found is that like, we are a part of something that is so good. Like our CEO, CFO, Mike Patillo, like everybody is so amazing. Like, honestly, we are part of something so good. And I don't know why it hit me. Coming into a new year, I wanted to make bigger goals and I wanted to grow so much more as a human. Like, I want to be a better person, but I want to be like a stronger and very like driven person because people talk about sitting at a certain rank for a long time. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings and I'm not mad at myself or anything, but like, yeah, I'm going to be sitting at triple diamond for exactly a year coming March or January, February, March. I mean, it's going to be a year. But like, I realized that I just decided triple diamond was okay. So in order for me to go Prez, I have to grow myself. I have to inspire myself. I have to decide. I have to really like take action to be a presidential diamond. And so this year I have really decided that I'm going to do more and I'm going to really try to really inspire more because if anything, people, here's the thing is I look at my network and I just deleted 2,000 people out of my network, guys. And I really looked at some of the people that I wouldn't delete, and even though they have never ordered from me and they have never joined my team, I hope that I'm giving them something that inspires them. And I think that's where like it really like you are all a distributor for it works, but what makes you different? Like what makes you different from everybody else? Like what are you also adding to people that you're giving them some type of value or some type of inspiration? And so like I really this year really want to inspire people, including first my team, first of anybody. I want to inspire my team, but if you want to bring people into your organization, you need to inspire them. And so I told myself this year that I'm going to inspire people. Like I have decided that I will inspire people. And not only will that inspire my team, but I know that they will inspire people that are outside my team that will maybe take 2 looks at me and talk to me. So I've really decided to be more of what I was than I was last year. To be more of a person, to be more of a voice, to be more inspiring, to be more driven, to do things that are completely out of my comfort zone. I want to do, I'm on Photoshop. I love Photoshop. I've been doing this flyer, been working on this flyer for 2 weeks. Ever since I heard Alina, I don't know if that's how you say her name. But Alina Billiou, what's her name?
Conley? Her last name?
Yeah.
Conley? Yeah. I think so.
I listened to her Zoom. And she talked about, she did an opportunity call. And those are scary. But like, I've been working on this flyer and I'm going to print out 1,000 of these flyers. And I'm going to put them all over Vegas. The LaChelle last year would have not done that. She would have not done that because she's very comfortable I'm very comfortable at triple. But I know that if I have to go any higher, I know the people underneath of me that need to go higher. And I want them to go higher. Like, it's almost like my presidential is not for me. It's for them. But, like, I need to help them. And so I'm going to start doing opportunity calls. And I'm going to start doing things that get me completely out of my comfort zone. And so when I started this year, I decided that I was going to do things that are completely out of my comfort zone. And I decided, I'm holding myself to it. Yeah, I'm not waking up early enough. I'm still working on that. But I decided to take my business, as much as I think it's so corny, but I still love it to a whole nother level. But like, I really, really want to do that because I want to be more inspiring. And I want you guys to all think that too. Whether you joined yesterday or you joined 4 years ago, be more than what you were last year. Really reflect on your year last year, because the first day of this year, I looked back and I was like, okay, what did I accomplish? And I accomplished a lot of things, but like my accomplishments should have been more. I want to bring moms home. I want to get people out of debt. I want to really like give this to more people, but that means my leadership has to step up. And that means that I have to step out of my comfort zone. If I'm telling my team to step out of their comfort zone, then I have to do it first, because I'm going to show them that you won't die. Like, that's the thing. You're not going to die if you get out of your comfort zone. So I've really started this year deciding that this year is going to be the year. And I said it last year, but I didn't do what needed to be done. But this year is going to be absolutely psychotic. And I am so excited. But I have decided it's going to be psychotic. And all of you can decide. But make sure, and the best thing that I have learned, and I'm going to tell you truthfully, I've never made a dream board. And I am doing a dream board party this Sunday on the 7th at my house. And I can't wait, but I'm taking it so seriously. We're like, I'm literally making a list of what I'm going to put on it. And those are the things that I will not take no for an answer. They will all happen. I will end this year with everything I'm putting on that board accomplished, 100%. And you guys should all do the same, because it really keeps you accountable when you make a board. It might sound stupid. It might sound like, I got in this business and I saw people making dream boards. I'm like, oh, they're scrapbooking? That's cool. Yeah, I did that when I was like 12. I thought it was like not that cool. But here's the thing. When I hear other leaders talk about it, oh my God, I can't wait till 2018 when I'm looking at the dream board and be like, check, check, check. Oh, I did all of that. I accomplished it. Like, it's going to feel so good. So I'm really taking that like seriously. And I think that everybody should do the same. I've never had so much respect for a dream board until the last 2 weeks, where I'm just like, wow, I get why they do that. It's not a scrapbooking party. It's actually like you're really putting your actual dreams on there, and you're going to look at them every day and you're going to accomplish them. So my overall mindset for 2017 is, yeah, we're going to take it to a whole nother level. And I'm focused.
You are cheesy and I love it. That was awesome.
I am so cheesy and I love it. Yeah.
That was awesome. And I absolutely love that. And I think that, well, I agree with every last thing you said. And I think the most important thing is, in order to be inspiring, which I know that you do this, is to just literally be bettering ourselves in order to be better in business, better in life, better leaders, better everything. We have to start with us. And that goes for whether you are a brand new distributor or a triple diamond presidential ambassador. So that's like, I absolutely agree with you. That's a big goal of mine, to just better myself so I can better other people. So, you know, because you can't do it if you're halfway there. You know, you have to be solid.
You can't pour out an empty cup. That's for sure. Listen, I love you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
You guys only understood how much I love this woman. Like, I'm like trying to like beg her to be my best friend. But no, I appreciate you so much for this. This was
you want me to be your girlfriend?
I'm sorry, everybody, that took 2 hours and 7 minutes. Thank you for the whole 200 people that stayed on until 7 minutes ago.
Wow.
No, I mean, we're down to 150, but like I appreciate you all. So I hope this helps so much. I've recorded this. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. Jessica, I absolutely love you. I hope you guys have a great night. And I really hope this really like inspired you guys and really pushed you to just honestly take 2018 to a whole nother level. I feel so good when I say it, but it's true. You're amazing.
Oh my God, I love you. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.